Well, hi Stephen, thank you very much. Congratulations on Tech Personality of the Year, first of all.
I'm still glowing with pleasure.
It's good.
We all know you're a bit of an iPhone super fan. We had the iPhone 3GS out this year. How do you feel about that? Bit disappointed, and what do you expect to see them bring out next year?
Apple have a way with them of undermining one's disapproval. I have to say, when the 3GS arrived, I thought, oh, I was hoping for a bit more than this. It's fine, but it's really just a 3G, slightly souped up. You know, it's like one of those boy racer Fords that were in the 80s that had a sort of S put after it, and it literally is the same. Put an S after it and make it the speedy, touristic boy racer version. But it's damn smart. It's almost as if they knew that the rivals were bringing out phones that were better than the year before, but were still using last year's chipset and didn't have the speed. This weird concentration on S for speed, everyone thought, well, what's that about? The moment you've played with one and you've used it, you then try a rival and you think, oh, come on. I mean, we are ridiculous in what we expect, absolutely ridiculous. The annoyances we exhibit when a piece of technology makes us pause for so much as 3 seconds longer than we want to. It's shocking. I mean, you see people just hammering away. Oh, come on! I think
2 seconds!
What you have in your hand is a miracle that 3 years ago would have made you gasp with joy, and now you're about to throw it out of the car in a hissy, petulant fit. It's bizarre, but I'm as guilty as anyone else. That's the relationship we have with these things. And that's Apple's great achievement. They know that if a smartphone is what it's supposed to be, if it lives up to what it should be, then it is something that as human beings, willy-nilly, we will have an emotional relationship with it. Because it's there in our pocket all the time, and it's our window on the world, it's our mouthpiece, it's everything we are and have, you know. My life is in there, as people scream when they've lost it or whatever. And if as humans we're allowed to have an emotional relationship with something that we slide and we fondle and it's beautifully made and it feels good in our hands, that enriches the experience enormously. It's not incidental, it's not the icing on the cake, it's part of what the cake is. And Apple have always understood that about design. And the 3GS has that marvelous quality that you swear at it less, simply because it moves faster and it's smoother. There are many other things we're all looking forward to. I have bugbears, unquestionably. I'd love to see various, I mean, these will come. Projection, I think, is I think, you know, beyond question. In a year's time, we'll all be used to the sight of someone popping their iPhone into a little stand and it will broadcast, you know, or at least some little thing that attaches to it will broadcast, and those beloved PowerPoints or keynotes will be able to
get even easier,
you know, or films or whatever it is. And so that's good. But also, I think, obviously I understand they're not going to open up the operating system and they're not going to open up the API, but there will be, you know, some things like just being able to edit the glossary. I mean, it's great that it's learnable, so that if you have, you know, if your name is, you know, Nicodemus or something, very quickly it will guess that you're typing Nicodemus. But unfortunately, if you're in a real hurry and if you've typed and not bothered to correct it, it will then think that's a real word, and you can't edit it out of its memory, and it drives me insane. I mean, good old BlackBerry, for all their faults, they have the most marvelously editable glossary. Now, it sounds like I'm playing around at the edges of what's important, but actually the whole experience of a smartphone is inputting. That's what you do, that's what you love it for. It's why people who love BlackBerries go on about their BlackBerries, because they love the way they input text. They know that the GUI is not as exciting as an Apple iPhone or an Android or a Pre, which is a lovely look. But they would say it's how you input. So the smallest difference actually matters, really matters. Like the difference between the keyboards on a Hero or a Magic, if we're talking the HTC phones, for example. That matters.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for your time, and congratulations again for being T3's Tech Personality of the Year 2009.